Without an independent judiciary, including institutional independence, our fight against corruption is weakened. There is one area in relation to the judiciary which provides, in my view, a door, opens a door for the capture of the judiciary, which needs to be addressed. In terms of Section 178 of the Constitution, the appointment of judges, the appointment of the JSC, which interviews judges and in a number of ways effectively appoints them, gives the president of the country and the majority party, in a situation where there is a majority party in parliament, too much power. For all these 30 years, it would have been possible for the president of the country and the majority party effectively to appoint 12 members of the JSC, and 12 members of the JSC is the majority required when the JSC sits to interview judges for the Supreme Court of Appeal and the Constitutional Court. Therefore, because of that, it means the president and the majority party can come together and decide which candidates will go through. The president has power to appoint 4 persons after consultation with leaders of political parties in the National Assembly. It says after consultation. That means he doesn't have to agree with them. They can express their views, but ultimately he appoints. It doesn't say in consultation, which would be he would need their agreement. But apart from that, the Constitution in Section 178 also provides for the National Assembly or the NCOP to designate 4 of its permanent delegates. So if there is a majority party, that could easily be those coming from the majority party. So that means 4 from the president and 4 from the NCOP, that's 8. And then in terms of Section 178, the National Assembly is given 6 members to designate to the JSC, 3 of whom, at least, should come from opposition parties. But that means 3 can come from the majority party. And that then gives us 11. And then you have the Minister of Justice, who is appointed by the president without him having to agree with anybody. So that 12, I'm leaving out the Chief Justice and the President of the Supreme Court of Appeal, who also are appointed by the president without him having to agree with anybody. So the JSC can actually be controlled by the majority party when there's a majority party. But even when there is no majority party, if 2 or more parties come together to form majority, they can control and make sure that ultimately the people who are at the JSC will vote in a certain way to make sure that certain candidates succeed. And then, if this is not addressed, and it would, of course, unfortunately require a constitutional amendment, then this door remains open for the capture of the judiciary. We should never allow that.